Every year the tech world moves faster. New frameworks, new tools, new trends. It feels like there is something new to learn every single week. For many engineers it's exciting, but also overwhelming.
2026 is just around the corner, and we keep hearing that skills that made us successful a few years ago may not be enough anymore. Or they still are. Let's figure it out.
I decided to get a closer look at where the job market is shifting right now, popular job postings, and top charts of required engineering skills.
So in this video, I want to talk about 5 key skills that are worth investing in as a software engineer to stay not just relevant, but strong, confident, and future-ready. Now, this is of course my own perspective shaped by my experience in tech and my current observations of the market, so take what works for you and always trust your own gut. That said, I think this is a powerful map for the next few years to come, especially for those feeling a bit lost in this crazy fast world of new technologies, tools, and frameworks. So let's jump right in. Skill number 1 is your core programming language. No matter if it's C#, Java, Python, or something else, I think it's worth investing more of your time. Look, we all get caught up chasing new frameworks, but real value comes from mastering fundamentals. Think of it like roleplay games. Your intelligence stat makes you level up faster in everything else. Deep understanding of your main language works the same way. It makes learning new frameworks, tools, and even other languages much easier. When you truly understand memory and garbage collection, you finally get why reference and value types are so different. And when you really get how multithreading and synchronization work, you understand why some code can scale, while the other code just hits the wall. That is why going deep into your core language is such a strong investment. It connects the dots, frameworks, patterns, architecture. All start making sense once you know what's happening under the hood.
As one ICM article put in, learning basic is like learning to learn, which is a perpetual process for developers, because change is constant as new languages and frameworks keep coming.
So grab some solid books that goes beyond basics. For .NET, something like Jeffrey Richter's work is legendary. For Java, find authors who explain JVM internals. For JavaScript, study resources that embrace all its weird parts. Today it's so much easier than ever. I remember when I first read about WinAPI, multithreading, garbage collection in .NET. Those topics I literally had to reread like 3-4 times before it started making sense to me. But today you've got LLMs which can translate any of those complicated concepts into simple terms. And beyond language-specific skills, make sure that you understand basic math behind popular algorithm and data structures. What is big O notation, difference between list arrays, queues, or hash maps, and what operations like search, insert, remove actually cost. Knowing how those data structures are implemented under the hood is something that will pay you off everywhere. And also it's worth knowing how to implement at least one algorithm of moderate difficulty. The second skill, and you knew this was coming, AI literacy. Want it or not, but AI is already part of our daily work. And look, it's not yet there to replace us completely, but ignoring it is risky.
In fact, according to Stack Overflow's 2025 developer survey, 84% of developers are using or planning to use AI tools already.
You don't have to become an AI researcher, but you need to understand basics. What's a prompt, what's a model, how data is used. And more importantly, you need to learn to use it in your daily work, for coding, testing, or documentation. This way you simply make yourself more productive, and I think that people who ignore it will fall behind soon. Knowing how to use AI as a tool is now a must, and by 2026 it will be even more integrated to our daily lives.
The World Economic Forum expects about 39% of all key skills and jobs will shift by 2030 due to AI, so staying on top of AI isn't optional.
And look, I want to speak directly to anyone who is genuinely concerned that AI is going to take their jobs. AI isn't going to replace you, but it's probably going to replace skills you need. I know it may still sound a bit discouraging, but motivation isn't something that you should be waiting for. It only comes during the process. So start small, pick one simple personal use case to apply AI and make it part of your daily routine. And if you're looking to experiment with AI deeper, Python would be the right choice. Look, even if it's not your primary skill, learning basics of Python can come a long way. It's quite simple and powerful, and it has a lot of AI-ready libraries like TensorFlow or PyTorch, which let you build on top of the existing models instead of starting from scratch. Alright, the skill number 3 is cloud and DevOps, because let's be real, our software doesn't just run on our laptops. To stay relevant, you have to know how to deploy, scale and monitor applications in the cloud.
According to a roundup of DevOps statistics, the DevOps market alone is projected to more than double in size by 2028. That's a real demand.
Knowing basics like CI/CD pipelines, containers, and infrastructure as a code makes you so much more effective and independent of where your project runs. And from my experience, this is critical, because businesses are always struggling with where to run their products. On-prem, AWS, Azure, GCP. And migrating from one cloud to another isn't a rare thing. And this is exactly where orchestrators like Kubernetes come into play. In my view, DevOps is one of those areas that's almost impossible to understand through theory alone. You have to get your hands dirty. You have to break things and then start building something real. That's when it starts to click. So start with a simple cluster on your laptop or Raspberry Pi, then practice deploying it to Azure or GCP using infrastructure as a code tools. You don't need to spend a lot of money on the infrastructure, the goal is just understand principles. And a small pet project is the best way to learn this hands-on.
Because while the theory is helpful, job market data shows that tool-specific knowledge like containers and infrastructure as a code is what employers list most often.
By 2026, this knowledge is just going to be the baseline. Look, you don't need to become full-time DevOps pro, but you should be comfortable enough to run and debug containers, understand CI/CD principles, and be just a bit hands-on with Kubernetes. Next up, your basic human skills. While AI can boost your productivity and even write some code, there is still one thing they can't do, and that's be human. People like to work and interact with other people, not with machines. Human presence, being alive, and even human imperfections are something truly strong that attract other people, and AI won't be able to replace it even decades forward. That's where representation and communication skills become your true competitive edge. And this is especially true right now. Look, the days where recruiters were hunting down every single engineer, those days are gone. IT market has changed. Now you have to be the one who stands out and chases the best opportunities, and not the other way around. That's why your ability to explain and persuade matters more than ever. Whether you're pitching an idea to stakeholders, presenting architecture to a team, or just sharing knowledge at a meetup, this is how you build your personal brand. Because let's be real, in these market conditions, CV is just a text on a paper. Your ability to present your value plays a much bigger role. Honestly, that's a huge reason I started this YouTube channel. I wanted to get better at this and practice explaining complicated topics in simple words. I'm not saying you need to start a channel too, but you do have to find a way to practice. Today you can do it in many ways, learning it from books, giving talks at conferences, preparing internal presentation, or just explaining concepts to your teammates. The key is to show up, be present, express your ideas, and you'll get better day after day. And for many of us in the global tech community who are not native English speakers, there's obviously one more thing to focus on: the English language. Especially since remote work exploded in 2020, as English has become the standard for communication in distributed teams. Simple truth is, if you can't get your message across, You're just making yourself invisible for the best opportunities. Look, I'm not a native speaker myself, so I know the struggle. It took me years to get confident running meetings and talking to people all around the globe. The key here is consistent practice, reading, speaking, listening every single day. And if you're not an English-speaking country, my advice is try to immerse yourself. Switch your phone to English, watch English movies, read books in English, and your skills will naturally improve. Skill number 5 is all about architecture. Being able to design scalable, maintainable system is what really separates senior engineers from juniors. It's not about memorizing every design pattern, but about developing the mindset of an architect. It means that every time you build something, you're asking right questions. Lord, how much traffic will this really have to handle? Think not just about real users, but also third-party clients, integrations, and some background processes. Scalability. If that load suddenly doubles, what happens? Can we scale out without everything breaking? Cost. Even if it works technically, will it still make sense financially? Running service at its budget with no plan isn't sustainable. Now, you might be thinking, but I'm not an architect. Here's the thing. This knowledge is now relevant for engineers at every level. Requirements to amount of data and processing power grows every single year. So it's not longer enough to just ask what does my service do? You have to take care of where does it run and can the infrastructure support it?
According to some of the recent reports from FolioWorks, job focusing solely on coding may shrink. Demand will stay high for engineers skilled in system design, problem solving, communication, and architecture.
We all know the IT industry changes at crazy speed. Frameworks come and go, tools evolve, companies reorganize. So the right mindset that ties all these 5 skills together is adaptability. Staying curious, staying open, and not being afraid of change. Constant learning can be exhausting, but unfortunately it's part of our job, if you want to stay in the game. Software engineering is one of those areas where if you stop learning, you risk becoming obsolete fast. The good news is that once you truly learn something, it never really goes away. Refreshing your knowledge takes far less time than learning it from scratch, and gaining new knowledge, especially on core topics, helps build a stronger foundation and develops your mental flexibility. This allows you to embrace any changes and learn new frameworks in a matter of days, rather than struggling with them for months. So that's my list for 2026. You're welcome to challenge me. What did I miss? What's the one skill that you think is the most essential? Please drop it in the comment. And one last thing, I've put together full skill checklist based on this video and it's right in the description. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.